You gotta be fucking kidding.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Are you fucking kidding me?
So Ronnie,
I love that guy.
I love that guy too. I wanted to tee up another "Are you fucking kidding me?" And it has to do with what I'm going to characterize as evidence that we're fucking doomed as a race. Okay.
Ooh, okay.
Sounds ominous, but it has to do with the Flat Earth Society. Now, tell me if you agree, but would you consider 9 million Americans that subscribe to the theory that the Earth is flat, is that enough to make a movement? Is that a movement beneath us here?
That's a lot of people. That's a lot of people. And let me tell you something. I don't know that the Earth is not flat. I mean, I've been taught that it's round. I haven't really studied much. I believe what I've been taught and what I've read and what I see on television, and So if there's a group of people out there that think it's flat, I'm all ears, man. Let's listen.
Well, as some of this evidence will show and articulate, I do think it's a movement underfoot here, because in Britain alone, this is a recent study, 3% of Brits think that the Earth is flat. Okay?
Yeah, 3%.
So
okay.
It's a pretty high number in terms of a percentage. Like, if you take the total people on this planet, if it's a 3 to 5% mark, it's a pretty fucking big number,
Okay.
And I thought this was a good piece you teed up for us earlier too. I'm gonna go ahead and flip to this.
Delano wanna beat the tomato with. Look, scientists say we got here from the Big Bang, but scientists, y'all can suck on my big thing. Y'all say gravity exists? Bullshit. If it's heavy, it's gonna fall just like dropping the brick. Suck my. Look, scientists say we got here from the Big Bang, but scientists, y'all can suck on my big thing. Y'all say gravity exists? Bullshit. If it's heavy, it's gonna fall just like dropping the brick. Suck my. I'ma tell y'all motherfuckers that the Earth is flat. It ain't no motherfucking ball. How the fuck you believe that?
I mean, this guy's pretty militant about the whole thing.
Sounds like Tupac.
He's mad at Bill Nye. He's taking them all on.
Fuck all that science bullshit.
As we get into it, a lot of the theories are based on NASA. Like, NASA's lying to us all,
Yeah.
So we'll fast forward a little bit here. You get the whole gist of it.
This is a great song, by the way. Look at that.
How about this? I like this line. Yeah, it's great. It's really great. It is. Share this to piss globe believers off. So,
globe believers.
Are you? You said you're not a globe believer, though. You're on the fence.
Well, what I said was I was raised a globe believer. Everything I've learned about the Earth and the solar system, the atmosphere, stars, the moon, the sun, everything I've learned about that tells me the Earth is round. What I'm saying is, convince me that it's flat. I'm all ears. Why not? I don't know for sure. I don't work for NASA. Okay, I'm not a rocket man.
I mean, we're going to get into it a little bit here.
We don't fly around the moon, huh?
This is true. I was going to say, we're going to get into it a little bit here because I thought we'd break down some of this analytics that flat earthers put forward as their basis for their belief. But before we get into that, I guess I didn't realize until I started digging in, I guess I'm a round earther. I never thought of myself as a round earther, but I guess I am.
You're a round earther.
Yeah. I just thought I was.
Now, let me ask you a question. I think the reason why we kind of got into this, if I'm not correct, isn't October the month of the flat Earth, or are we coming upon some kind of important holiday for the Flat Earth Society?
Ron, you know a little more of this than I've understood from the beginning. You may be a closet flat earther. You're talking about Flattoberfest.
Flattober. Yes.
Flattoberfest. Yes, it's.
Well, here's the thing. There's a lot of conspiracy theorists out there coming out of the woodwork about all sorts of things, political, non-political, and this group makes some pretty valid points. I haven't done a ton of research, but the things that I have researched, you know what? That's actually true. Why can't that be true? One of them is the fact that there's a 150-foot ice wall that surrounds the perimeter of our flat planet. Now, I just got done watching Game of Thrones a couple years back, and part of that, as you guys know, is going to be an incredibly large ice wall. Where did we get the idea for the ice wall? Maybe it actually already exists, huh?
Well, you bring up a point that I'm sure in a lot of these discussion boards and blogs would be celebrated by many in the movement. So, maybe you should take that forward. And put it out there, because maybe that hadn't been considered before.
You know what? I'm going to.
I thought you might. So here's one interesting thing, in terms of the Big Bang Theory, which we're all somewhat familiar with. Found this interesting tidbit. The theory that flat earthers have is that when a large meteor hit the Earth, it tilted the flat Earth, and then the dinosaurs basically zoomed off into outer space. So just see the illustration.
Yeah.
So here comes
the rock.
Yeah. And there they go.
Bye dinosaurs. There you go.
It kind of just tilted the Earth, so the dinosaurs flew off into space. Interesting theory.
Yeah.
What about this, Ron?
We could actually set up the experiment and see what happens if we had like something on a plate and we flip the plate. Would the things stay on or would they flip off?
You know what? I love bringing real science into the show. We should do that.
Yeah.
We should do that.
We're going
to
do that
if we're prepared
one
to
of
do
these
that
days. I'm not sure
today.
if we're quite ready for real science yet, but we're going to bring it in here one.
No. How about this, though? What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up a few of these top 10 flat earth proof science positions. And let's just go through them. I mean, since you seem to be open to the idea, maybe you can take the pro side and I'll take the counter side. How about that?
Well, I'm just going to listen, see what you got, and let my brain do the thinking here. Because let me ask you a question. So are you 100% against the Earth being flat?
I couldn't be more against the Earth being flat.
Okay.
I couldn't be more
there
against
you go.
it. No.
Okay.
I'm 100,000. However, whatever the highest percentage of sureness is that the Earth is round, that's me.
You said 100,000?
Yeah, if that's a percentage.
That's as high as you
big.
get.
That's big. But I think it's entertaining to at least walk through some of the science, quote unquote science positions. So here's number one: water is a natural level. No curvature is ever detected over bodies of water. So I guess they're saying when you look at the ocean, it doesn't curve. Is that what you take that to mean?
What they're saying is if you took a bucket of water and filled it up and you looked at it, there's no curvature to it. It's just a straight line of water. Do you deny that?
I do not deny that.
So we agree on number one.
But I guess I'm not clear how that proves that the Earth is flat, is my question.
I think your 100,000 percentage is dropping a little bit now. So let's see what we got. Let's see what number two looks like.
All right, let's go on here. The FAA assumes a flat Earth when training pilots, meaning an airplane traveling 500 miles an hour would have to compensate for a 2,700 foot drop every minute.
To not fly off into space.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm not going to act like I know where these got these numbers from here, but I think what they're trying to say is if a plane is flying straight and level, how could that plane not start going off course if it's flying straight and level? Don't you want your plane to fly straight and level versus
I do, yeah.
Nose diving? So do I. So guess what? We're in agreement with number two.
Okay, well, this is proving to be really useful. Okay, let's go into number three here. Let me pull this up. Bear with me.
What do we got?
This one is really good, I think. You're going to like this one, I think. Yeah. Okay, so... Here we go. Every scientific experiment has proven Earth is completely stationary. The sun, moon, and stars move around a polar center above us. Now, I'll share something with you that actually Gavin, my son, pointed out on this particular point, which is that a group of flat earthers pulled their funds together and bought a $20,000 gyroscope. And the purpose of this gyroscope was really to confirm this exact point, which is they placed the gyroscope at a stationary point on the Earth, and it was to show over a recorded period of time that there was zero movement. Well, what ended up happening is over the course of 2 weeks, the gyroscope had moved X number of degrees, to which they responded, oh, fuck. There goes that theory. So,
well, let me ask you this. How windy was it on those days?
it's a very
And
good
also,
question.
who checked this gyroscope that it wasn't faulty before you guys started doing this experiment?
Well, those are all valid points, and I'm going to go ahead and say...
Let me ask you a question, too. And this is Gavin. This is your son, Gavin. And he has his gyroscope license, I'm assuming?
He is not. No, he's not an official gyroscope.
He is not.
No.
I hate to tell you, this test might not hold much flat water, I should say.
Very good. Well, you make some salient points. I mean, I guess we'll have to take that back.
It's not
Now,
that
this
hard.
next one, I really enjoy. Let's pull this up here. It has to do with gravity.
What do you got?
It's a little grainy, but it's basically saying that it's how can gravity be proven that it's a theory and it's not a proven thing, which lo and behold, I do have one experiment ready for us today. Give me just 1 second.
Okay.
Now, Ron, in the Two Guys
Yeah.
One Podcast experiment studio, I brought with me today, if you can see, I'm holding a ping pong ball.
That looks like a beer pong ball.
It doubles as that. Now, what I'm going to do
Okay.
is I'm going to stand up, and in a second, I'm going to let go of this. Okay?
Yeah.
We're going to see what happens. Ready?
Let's check it out.
Whoa! Moved pretty quick. I don't know if you caught that. But the ball went...
Well, I think you
From here
actually
to the
threw it
floor.
pretty quick because I saw you throw it on the floor. Which I should say, I know a lot of people aren't watching; they're going to be listening to this. But that carpeting on that floor looks really nice and plush, man.
You think?
Especially, I mean, that ball didn't bounce. I didn't even hear it touch. It just looks really nice.
Well, I think Amanda will certainly appreciate that compliment. That's her handiwork.
Yeah, that was just a compliment.
So again, you dispel the gravity experiment, saying that it was interference on my part, which is what
Well,
I
if
was
you
trying
throw
to prove.
something-
Is that, yeah.
You know, throw something down or throw it to the left, to the right. Of course, it's going to go that way.
Okay, we got
I'm
a
still
couple
on the
more here.
fence here, man.
I know.
Yeah.
I can tell. I can absolutely tell. Let's hear your take on this one then.
Here we go.
The moonlight is cold. A laser thermometer proves moonlight is colder than in the shade. The fact indicates the moon is not a reflector of the sun's light, but rather a light source in and of itself, meaning
Yeah.
the moon is putting out its own source of light.
I mean, this is no secret. Just look at the weather every single day. It's hot during the morning when the sun's out. It's cold when the moon's out.
It's hard to argue that.
Case closed, buddy.
It is hard to argue that.
Yeah.
All right, well,
These are softballs, man. I mean, this is me listening to like an hour about flat earthers. So, I mean, imagine if I was an expert on this stuff.
I'm starting to wonder if maybe you are.
Well, I am not, but I'm leaving it up there. I'm not gonna say I go one way or the other, but you can convince me otherwise. I'm open to hearing more about the Earth being flat.
What about this though? And if I was trying to get a flat earther on with us, I have two fundamental questions that would really help to sway me one way or the other if they could be answered effectively. One is, why is there? First of all, who is they? Because they always say they are withholding the information that the Earth is flat. Who is they? And to what political or social benefit or outcome is the conspiracy? In other words, why are they withholding the truth about the Earth being flat?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know about that. Now, obviously, I'd first call them and say it's probably the government
Which government?
because they hold. Well, I mean, you know, have you ever seen the movie X-Files with Dave Duchovny?
I have.
Great fucking movie, huh?
Absolutely.
All right. Anyway, back to your question. I'm going to say it's probably the government. That's who they are. And, you
Just
know,
all
maybe there's just some
governments,
information.
basically.
Yeah, well, you know, all governments. I think there's one true government that's underlying all the governments around the world. And that's who they are.
Okay.
And, you know, I think it's just it's kind of a cool thing. And they really just don't want to share it with the public because then, you know, I don't know. There's a bunch of crazy shit that could happen.
Okay.
I do
all
love
right.
the map, though. If you look at the map, you have Antarctica in the middle of this plate. And then you have all of the continents around it. And then, I'm telling you, I love the ice wall that borders everything, holds it all together. And supposedly there's people from NASA that guard the ice wall so that people won't climb it and then fall off into space.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah, that's a noble use of taxpayer dollars, is to guard the ice wall, so people
Trying to
don't.
protect human life.
Yeah, I love it. And then I guess you've answered all these really effectively, which makes me really wonder, Ron, maybe you are a flat earther after all. But I guess my final question is, if the earth is indeed flat, what of the photos that say otherwise? All the photos that show it is round.
Yeah,
What do we say about that?
it's conspiracy. I mean, those are the round earthers out there, man.